Hello, all strategy guide fans. Uh, it's me, Carrie. I'm the editor-in-chief of strategyguidereviews.com, and yes, I look terrible. I did just come back from yoga, but I'm doing a kind of a editorial special video today due to a question that was posted on, I believe it was a Just Cause 3 strategy guide review, where someone asked what was the difference between that particular guide and the collector's edition, and were they worth the money? Well, there was only the paperback edition available for Just Cause 3, so I couldn't, offer any tidbits on that. So, but I did pull a nice little selection of guides where I actually had both the paperback and the collector's edition to kind of show some differences. So, first we're going to start with the one guide that I like to beat up on, maybe too much, and that would be Kingdom Hearts 2. And the funny thing is, I don't think any of these people are even there. I know that Brady Games has merged with Prima, but I don't think any of these people are even still with Prima. But so this paperback guide is, it's not totally useless, but it's pretty darn close to useless, to say the least. So there's this paperback, and I complained about it extensively back when the game came out, before I even started reviewing guides. So my husband went out and got me the collector's edition, which is very nice looking. It's got this really awesome cover. It's not a hardback or anything. It's a kind of a little slide cover. So you open it up, and you kind of get little hardback there. It's kind of neat. I think it's like there's a little extra artwork. See, there's this huge fold out in the center. That's really about the gummy ships, which I hated those, so I didn't look at that at all. And then you look at it, and there was actually 4 different covers, one for each of Sora's, I don't remember what they're called anymore, his transformations, essentially. So people were actually buying as many of these as they could to get all 4 of them. I can't believe that, because this thing is a complete waste of money. But the big thing is that you see that this guide is exactly the same as this. Nothing extra, no extra artwork, nothing like that. So, but there's this little thing. Well, what's this? Well, I wish I could hold it up, but it is, I can't even do this. It is Jiminy's, ready for this? It's Jiminy's goddamn journal. Jiminy's journal is probably the bane of the Kingdom Hearts existence. It starts in Kingdom Hearts 2. But, this is his goddamn journal, so that you can have a paperback reminder of how much you kind of suck at the game and how much you still need to do. And, oh look, there's stickers so that you can, manually mark stuff. But, it has like all the required times to make it in Jiminy's journal for all the stupid mini games throughout it. You can tell I have some strong opinions about this in the game. But yeah, that is all that this is. So I felt bad for my husband because he wasted his money. It was a very sweet gift. I mean, it's a very cool looking guide, but it didn't add anything. It's totally useless. So there's those. So then we go on the opposite end of the spectrum. Sorry, I had to put it down here on the floor because it's so big. This is Piggyback's strategy guide for Assassin's Creed Unity. Now, Piggyback is a European company, and one thing I've talked about with Piggyback a lot is how they are really big into the hardback guides, because they think that that's what makes it, worth a fan's money, is with the hardback, and I agree. And it's got this really nice fly cover and some really cool artwork on the inside. But so they don't have a paperback to this, and I don't think there are some extras though into it that you normally have in a collector's edition guide, or I would like to see in collector's editions guides, and that's some concept artwork, just little extra things to kind of make sometimes the extra money in a guide worth it. So yeah, and as Piggyback loves to do, and I love them for it, in the collector's edition, it's not in any other, they actually do a history of like the Assassin's Creed universe. They go back and they'll actually talk about what happened in the previous games, what you need to know, what's the actual history of what's going on in this time. give information about the precursors or first civilization, all this other information, and they don't do that for the paperbacks. Back when they used to do paperback and collector's editions, they didn't have that. So I was kind of disappointed that Piggyback was not providing the American edition for Assassin's Creed Syndicate, because honestly, I would sit and read a lot of the information, the story analysis that they had, because they provided some brilliant insight into their own ideas of what was going on, as well as comparing it to previous Assassin's Creed games. So they came out with this. Now, why would I show you this if they didn't have a paperback? Well, let me show you why. Because in addition to this, they had like an extreme collector's edition. Ugh. I've only seen this done now twice, and that's with Assassin's Creed Unity and Dragon Age Inquisition. And I got this one because I thought this one was a little neater, so Dragon Age Inquisition. Nice little scroll with the assassin seal. I think I actually have opened up the letter. I don't remember what it is. I think it's like ord or something. And here's a nice little goblet. It's an actual goblet. I was actually talking to Chris earlier that I probably need to drink some wine. I probably could have brought it up here. And then underneath it is a certificate and another guide. I guess I could give that guide away, but I don't know. I don't think anybody liked Unity enough for me to give the guide away. So yeah, so there's an example of an extreme collector's edition. That is actually pretty fun. This isn't done very often for obvious reasons, but I couldn't help but jump in on it. And for those wondering, no, Piggyback or Prima did not provide me the super special edition. I bought this myself because I just did, because I love Assassin's Creed that much, and I really loved Unity. So there's an example of a crazy collector's edition. All right. So now let's move into some collector's editions that actually have a little bit of extra worth with it, unlike, what did I say, Kingdom Hearts. That's a really bad example. Other bad examples, I don't think I have any. I checked, but I have had some that there's nothing extra to it except for the hardcover, and that to me is not worth the money. All right, so then we go to Mass Effect 3, which this is, it's a pretty straightforward guide. So you just, from introduction to index, that's all that it is. Not that it doesn't got any information, and it's pretty meaty, but there's nothing big. So, but if you spent a little bit more to get the massive collector's edition, which has this gorgeous hardcover, kind of boring back, but a very beautiful hardcover. Then when you get into it, I kind of wish this mic wasn't so massive, or that my webcam mic was actually decent that I could use. But you get into it, and it actually has concept artwork. And in addition to the concept artwork, try to get this where it shows on the camera. It has interviews with the BioWare team, well, the Mass Effect team at BioWare. Huge Q&A on all that. And try to do a good angle here. There we go. So they have huge Q&A. Just a nice little interview. And then in the back, I like to make everything like at the beginning and the end, but it's so heavy like this. They have more information, like, about I got the cinematic design of Mass Effect. Yeah, so that's all the cinematics. Oh, like some of the character creation and what they were going for. Level design, interviews, creature design. Kind of the overall themes and what they were going for. Some of the gameplay ideas, and of course there's all this concept art kind of thrown in on top of that. And so it was just kind of a nice little nice little homage to the entire Mass Effect universe with the Mass Effect strategy guide. Now, if you're not into that kind of stuff, obviously that won't be your cup of tea, which is usually why whenever I get a collector's edition, I try to do a little video to show what's all in it so you know what to buy, if it's worth it to you or not. All right, so then I'm going to move to Legend of Zelda. As of late, pretty much every Legend of Zelda guide has a collector's edition. Especially since they came out with that nice little chest full of the collector's editions, but they really do make a big deal about it. So this is The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. This was a fantastic guide, but it has everything you need. You know, it's nothing too special from the beginning to the very back. Then you go to the collector's edition, which is beautiful. They're all like this, but they all got different colors with the gold lettering and the gold there. And then you open it. Of course, you get the free mobile version with the collector's edition, and it came with a lithograph that I actually do keep throwing stuff that I actually do keep out on my bookshelves, but I put it back in here for this. And so. Wait, I thought there was something else. Is there not? Okay, so there's not. Maybe I shouldn't have grabbed this one. But because this is probably not the best example, because that may not all appeal to you. But I know there was one, and I want to say it was either the Phantom Hourglass Collector's Edition or maybe the Wind Waker HD Collector's Edition that actually had this gigantic fold-out map of everything. That was really helpful, like maybe even a cloth map. I thought I should have been a little better prepared than this. I thought I had the right one, but I guess I grabbed the wrong one. Okay. And the last example of one that has something a little different to it is Gears of War 3. Once again, paperback guide. You know, straight, simple strategy. This one, the difference, nice, very white cover. Beautiful with the Lancer and the Crimson Omen stretches across the back. See if I can do this without spilling stuff. So it's really, 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 really pretty. So, and then of course you got the digital code. You got nicer artwork in here. So it starts at the beginning. It looks like it's the same, but then you go to the back. And there's a sampler in the back of the soundtrack. The Uncharted 3 strategy guide, the collector's edition, did the same. They had a sampler, and that was awesome. Made me end up wanting to buy it. But then, okay, I'm not looking at the ads for toys, but then there is the very end of this one, there is a sample of one of the Gears of War comic books that are actually really, really good if you're into comics. So it kind of gives you a good idea of if you think you might want to read the Gears of War comic book, kind of read this one and check out the pretty artwork inside and decide if this is something that you want to invest in the future. I think I always use this as a bookmark. But yeah, but so that kind of gives you some ideas of what the differences are between collector's editions and paperbacks. Like, obviously, they're not all going to have wonderful things that are going to appeal to every person. Sometimes they'll have a bunch of stuff that you might consider just extra crap. Like the Assassin's Creed Unity thing may not be, your idea of a good thing. Some of them will have different bookmarks. Like probably the Portal 2 one was great because there was two ribbon bookmarks in it, but one was orange, one was blue, which I thought was wonderful for Portal. I do like it when the collector's editions actually have the ribbon bookmarks. It's kind of a future press thing. Now that I think about it, and I don't get stuff from those guys anymore, and I really like their stuff. I don't know if they even can send stuff to the North America anymore, so that's part of the problem. Some will have just concept art. Some will have like the interviews, like the Mass Effect 3, and some will just flat out have a cover, or some will have completely useless information like Kingdom Hearts 2. No, I won't stop beating up on that guide because that is the worst guide I've come across in history. I know I need to let it go, but not like I play Kingdom Hearts anymore. So hope that was helpful. I hope that answered any questions that you might have. And of course, as always, as I get collector's editions, I will always show any extras that they have, what comes in it, if it's just a pretty hardcover or if there's actual some meat in it that makes it worth the extra money. So anyway, this has been a video from Strategy Guide Reviews. I am Carrie, and we will catch you next time. Bye.